Totri, I know we have 10 bold predictions today, 5 each, but can I submit a late one to you?
Fine.
I boldly predict that Arizona State will win a football game this year.
Happy Wednesday, and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show, of course, coming to you live from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Make sure you join Inner Circle for free by downloading that Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. I'm Anthony Totri, joined, as always, by passenger princess.
Can you run that back?
No, I can't. Passenger princess,
great.
Eric Ruby. Of course, we've got the deli man behind the Mac making all of the magic happen.
Anthony.
Hit that like button.
Hit
the subscribe button. And drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. I've got a weird vibe today that it's just going to be a very odd show. I feel like it's going to be a silly show. Sometimes you just stroll into the studio and that's a vibe. You just.
What's different about today? Because that feels like every day.
It's there's just something in the air today. Something in the air that feels very silly. And I think it's gonna make for a great show. What do you think, Rubus?
I think Max is in the chat calling me a verified bad guy.
I mean, are you a
more like Eric Cole? I just cry. Just cry about it, man.
That's a good one.
Cry more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eric Cole.
Eric Cole.
He needs to just mind his own business.
Eric Cole, what does he do? He's a great reliever.
Anthony Totri.
Anthony Totri.
That's he makes pasta.
He does make pasta.
Welcome to Anthony's
He
Pasta
makes
House.
a mean rigatoni. That's what he does.
Anthony's rigatoni.
He calls it the rigatoni.
Are we done? Are we finished with this, children? Are we done? Just want to make sure. You good?
The rigatoni.
Want to make sure. Get it all out now. Pasta boy. Come on. Keep going.
Pasta boy.
Are you finished?
Always.
Okay.
You said it was going to be
Wow. Okay. Here we go. We've got a show to do. Let's do it, huh?
10 bold predictions.
We do. We have 10 bold predictions. Rubus has his 5. I've got my 5. And then at the tail end of today's program, we are going to be doing what we always do on a Wednesday in the summer. And we are going to be doing a snake draft. This time, we are breaking out a brand spanking new topic that we have never done over the last 3 years of this lovely show. And you'll have to stick around till the very end of the program to figure out exactly what we will be snake drafting. But you guys are all here for 10 reasons and 10 reasons only, and that is, of course, the bold predictions that we're going to be getting into. Rubus, because you are my passenger princess, I feel like it's only fair that we go through your 5 bold predictions first. You're on Ox first. And I'm here to kind of clean up after,
Yeah.
So
I'm good with that.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what you have for your 5 bold predictions. We'll go kind of individually one by one, and we'll break it down a little bit. But this is your list in total, starting with number 1, Rubus.
All right. Number 1, Arizona State shuts out their first 3 opponents.
So you've got NAU,
Texas State, and Mississippi State.
In some order of that 3. I think it goes NAU, Mississippi State, then Texas State. You're saying 3 goose eggs for all 3 of those opponents. I mean, let's talk about this
one. I mean, we did say bold predictions.
We did.
You could see the rest of mine there, and there are some bold, and we'll get to those.
I feel like this is the least bold one maybe that you have.
I mean, shutting out 3 straight opponents is a lot.
Yeah.
0. We're talking nothing burgers. We're talking nil if you're speaking soccer.
Yeah, it's good for Max in
the other football.
Yeah.
I think NAU is by far the easiest one out of all of this.
Correct.
If NAU scores double-digit points, I'll be a little concerned.
Yeah.
Texas State and Mississippi State can definitely put up some points, man. I don't think Texas State will be as good as they were when ASU played them last year.
I would agree on that.
But Mississippi State, I'm pretty sure Levy, is he not known for his offense? Is that not like his
He is,
thing?
but I think he was recently voted in that same, or ranked by the CBS poll as a bottom 3 coach and maybe the worst coach in college football.
He was ranked as the worst coach
found
in college
himself
football.
on that list. So I think overall, like, I could see this one happening. Like, I don't think any of those 3 opponents.
Is the least bold?
I think it's the
I
least
feel like
bold.
it's bold to say 3 straight shutouts.
Out of all of the 10 predictions that we have, I think this is by far the least bold one.
When's the last time somebody did this?
Shut out 3 straight opponents.
I have no clue.
Because that's like record worthy.
I don't know. We'll have to get our researchers here.
I can look it up.
PHNX.
But like, you think that is? Never mind.
I was thinking this is maybe my most bold one.
Really?
Honestly.
Dude, three
Given
straight
the opponents,
3 straight zero burgers is crazy.
Given the opponents
Not even a
that they
field
have.
goal.
Yeah,
not even a field
That's
goal.
what I'm saying.
Well, even Texas State and NAU, I feel like you can have a more reasonable conversation. Mississippi State's not a great team. They're an SEC team, and I'm pretty sure Levy is known for his offense. You can correct me on that if you're in the chat and you know that I'm wrong, which probably happens a lot. But not even a field goal. And I know this is my prediction, but like we want to go bold. This is Cam Puss bold.
You're
okay?
over here being like, really? It's the least bold. I'm like in your corner trying to be like, yeah, these solid predictions.
I think it's pretty damn bold.
Okay.
I think it would be shocking if any team holds opponents scoreless through 3 weeks, but I think Arizona State can do it given the power of their defense and the returning chemistry that they have and how hot of a start they started off last year with. And I think with that, mixed with the opponents, I think it's on the table, but I do think it's bold.
Jake saying, I would absolutely love to see ASU shut out an SEC team and still have everyone in the SEC say they need more playoff spots. Obviously, Mississippi State
whine about it more.
Is a bottom tier SEC team
Maybe
for
the worst.
sure. Maybe. Yeah, they're maybe the worst. Maybe the
Vanderbilt.
worst. Vanderbilt's pretty bad at football.
Yeah.
But they had a good year
They
last
beat
year.
Bama.
Yeah, they did. They did beat Bama. Will saying shutting out 2 is very possible. I think they'll give up 1 score in garbage time, like against Wyoming last
And
year.
that's more realistically is that they shut them out in the first 3 quarters of every game, and then 3rd and 4th strings are in.
I mean, they
and some
want,
of the
like, I don't know, man. I do think they can get a shutout. They should get a shutout against NAU. I think realistically, we're looking at probably under 14 points for Mississippi State. For Texas State, you're probably looking under 10.
If I said the over under for points allowed by Arizona State for the first 3 games at 20.5.
Realistically, I'm taking the under.
Okay.
I don't think NAU will score.
Over under 20.5 points through the allowed by ASU's
Over.
defense through the first 3
Taking
games.
the over.
Yeah, points in football are way easier to come by when you think of like collegiate football. 20.5.
This is going to be
I understand how good this defense is.
I don't think you do.
The quarters are very long.
Yeah. This offense, though, like
Kenny's also such the type to just like, we're up by 30 in the 4th quarter. Like, let's get things right.
Yeah,
but
and they beat the brakes off of Wyoming last year. They're going to be better this year. The only reason Wyoming scored last year was because it was garbage time. You had the 3rd strings in at that point.
That's probably going to happen again, and probably earlier.
Williams says under 14 combined points for the first 3 games.
I don't think they get to 20.5. We're talking 3 total touchdowns. NAU will not score a touchdown. Texas State might not score a touchdown. And Mississippi State's Mississippi State. Like, they lost a lot of their speed that they had from last year. This team is a bad SEC team. The only thing that makes me think Mississippi State will score more than that allotted over-under is because they're at home. That's it. Like,
yeah,
Texas State, you get them at home now.
Yeah, 2 of those games at home. NAU and Texas State, the 2 presumably easiest opponents, of course. Will be,
what's up, Big Ten Jed?
Big Ten Jed Fish is here.
I love it.
Will be at home, which will help with the shutout. But on the road against Mississippi State's definitely the biggest obstacle there. But I think it's on the table. I think keeping them under 14 points, like William said, is under the table. I'll take the under with the 20.5 as well. But if it is over, I don't think it's meaningful points.
Here's kind of a comparable stretch for a Georgia defense in 2023. They played UT Martin the first game at home, then Ball State at home, and then South Carolina at home. I feel like those 3 teams are like
in 2023, South Carolina. Yeah,
you stack them up.
I mean, South Carolina is an SEC team.
Yeah,
so
Mississippi State's an SEC
Yeah, but
team.
South Carolina is better than Mississippi State. But go ahead.
Regardless, that SEC, whatever. Guess how many points they scored total?
Those
against
teams?
Georgia.
Those 3 teams.
Georgia defense.
28.
35.
24.
24 points. Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. I think this defense.
So we're better than Georgia.
Yeah, well, in 2023 maybe. Again, how many of those points does South Carolina score out of the 24?
14.
So the others scored 10. Like
Yeah.
South Carolina is better than Mississippi State in any year.
I'll be
You can
honest.
pick it.
I think we're a little worse than Georgia.
Okay, take away South Carolina then. We'll go to the next game.
NAU's not scoring.
Well,
NAU's the
okay.
worst of the teams you just named.
UT Martin? I don't know, man.
Northern Arizona University.
I get you. You know anything about UT Martin?
No.
Okay, same.
They're both trash.
Okay,
How many points did they score?
7.
I don't think NAU
Okay,
scores.
we'll scrub South Carolina.
Okay.
Let's go to UAB.
Okay. Well, UAB's they're a fine program.
Okay, I'm done doing this.
They're a
I
fine
did
program.
not think
done
that
doing
my
this
first
conversation.
bold prediction would spark
Well,
such contentious conversation.
Look, if Arizona State is able
To shut 'em out?
to shut the 3
They'll
out,
be a top 10 team.
well,
easily.
then if they're able to do that, I think it makes your second bold prediction here that we're going to talk about that much more likely to actually happen. This is what you have for your second bold prediction for the Sun Devils.
Xavion Alford makes an All-American team.
Makes an All-American team, not first team.
Yes.
maybe
Well,
not
there's
second
a
team.
lot of great players at his position, and he is not getting a lot of national love at this very moment, but I do believe dominant Arizona State defense, whether they shut out the first 3 games or not, I do believe they will be dominant, and I think he will be the leader in that clubhouse. I think he might even play his way into being a higher draft pick and being somebody that as the season goes on, college football experts, excuse me. Wow. Well,
You
that has
okay?
never happened before. Has that ever happened on the show
No,
before?
not to you. I mean,
I just got
thought,
possessed for
yeah,
a second.
I thought you were going to die there
Shane
for a
is
second.
just
man.
laughing it up.
What
over
was
there.
that?
I don't know. That was like a demon coming at
Yeah,
me, man.
that's tough. That's
College football experts.
Yeah.
That was horrifying.
That was bad.
I looked at Noah and I grabbed his leg. And I was horrified.
Shane is still shaking.
Oh my goodness, man.
I think college football experts will look at Xavion Alford for the season after the first couple of weeks, ASU dominating, and be like, who is the guy to talk about in that unit? I think CJ Fight will be in that conversation. I think Keith Abney will be in that conversation, but Xavion Alford is the leader of this defense. He might just be the leader of this team, and he will be at the forefront of, wow, Arizona State has a suffocating defense. Why? He'll be one of the first names, if not the first name that comes up. And with the performances that we're talking about, I think he can make an All-American.
100%. I mean, 85 total tackles last year, 2 interceptions, 5 pass deflections. This is a guy that came back for the purpose of accomplishing something that this team fell just shy of last year, right? Make no mistake, this guy, Xavion Alford, could have gone to the NFL if he wanted to. I was told that there were scouts asking other players, hey, why did Xavion Alford opt to stay at Arizona State? Why didn't he come out, right? So he's already on the radar for NFL GMs, NFL scouts. This is going to be a year for him to accomplish what he wants to accomplish in college. I think that is certainly something that he can do in 2025 is make an All-American team. I think more likely, right? This is, again, your bold conversation. More likely than not, we're looking at Xavion Alford as like first team Big 12.
Yeah, but that's not bold enough.
No,
me.
you're right. It's part of the whole bold conversation.
I think would Xavion Alford, in your mind, be the most likely Arizona State defensive player to make an All-American team?
Yes.
It's between him and CJ.
Defensive player, Xavion Alford, yes.
Yeah.
150%.
What do you think? You think this is more or less likely than 3 straight shutouts?
I think this is less likely. I think this is less likely. And then that's not disrespect to Xavion Alford. That's just more so like I think this defense as a unit is pretty stacked. And it is really, really difficult to make an All-American team.
It absolutely is.
The fact that there's such a limited number of spots. And ASU already plays from behind, right? They're in the Big 12. A lot of those spots go to SEC, Big 10 players, just because of the bias that fits there.
How many players does ASU have in contention for All-American teams this year? Sam Leavitt,
realistically,
Jordyn Tyson, Xavion Alford.
Jordyn Tyson's gonna be tough.
But there's 3 teams.
Yeah.
You're telling me he's not
Second team is probably where
That's what
he's
I'm
going
saying.
to be.
That's an All-American team, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he an honorable mention this year?
I
thought he was
off
some
top
sort of
my head.
honorable
I
mention.
don't remember off the top of my head.
Leavitt, I think, well, just in contention.
I don't think there's 3 teams.
In contention.
I think there's only 2 teams for All-American for college football.
Leavitt, Tyson,
and Alford. Is it.
You don't think Fight?
I think Fight is going to be a
All Big 12.
I think he's easily all Big 12. But when we're talking interior defensive line
in the country,
the SEC is going to be a really, really tough thing to do to crack that. So in terms of the All-American teams, ESPN did their 2024 All-American team. And it's just a singular, I think it's just a singular team.
Isn't it USA Today All-American?
Let's see. I think so.
Let's see here.
And I think there's only 2 teams. Like I don't
might
think
just be 2 teams.
Yeah, I don't think there is, unfortunately, AP All-American team.
First team.
I know the conferences have their first
second
teams.
Team.
Yeah, there's 2 teams.
Yeah, 2 teams.
No, there's a third team.
Oh.
AP has a third team defense.
Okay,
and
I think USA
offense.
Today only has a second team, but there's 2 wide receivers per team.
Then yes, he should in theory make.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm thinking
there's
those 2.
There's 2 at each position, so there's 2 safeties as well. So that means that there's 4 to 6 spots.
I think those are the 3 players realistically that we're talking about.
Okay, there's bold prediction number 2. Are we ready for bold prediction?
I'm ready.
Number 3?
Let's go and throw your bold predictions back up there. And
if number one bold prediction comes true, then I think that this could be happening earlier in the season. But I do think that ASU will be in the top 5 in the country at one point this season.
Okay, I could. If you do the first,
look at the schedule.
If you do the first one,
that's what I'm saying.
Then you have a good shot.
So we're saying scoreless against on defense, playing Baylor in week 4. And you're starting, let's say, around 15 in the country.
If you're starting 15,
you're going to be around top 10 at that point. Okay? If you dominate Baylor,
I don't know if you will be though. That's the thing.
If you shut all these teams out, I think you would.
But again, you're not moving up for shutting out NAU.
No, but if you shut them out and dominate, let's say it's like 60-0, and then you shut out Mississippi State, and it's like, okay, you went from like 15, you went from like maybe 15 to like 14 in week 1, then like 14 to like 12.
I'd say then you're probably 11.
You're around top 10.
Let's say if you're 3-0 at the end of the first 3 games, you're like 11.
Then you have these 3 games in a row: Baylor, TCU, Utah, and Tech. Or that's 4 games. Okay?
Baylor and
if
TCU.
you whoop up on Baylor and TCU, I think you could be in the top 5. Maybe you got to go undefeated through Texas Tech.
It goes non-con and then
non-con,
Baylor,
TCU, Utah, Texas Tech, Houston, Iowa State.
I think if you start 6-0 and you beat Baylor, TCU, and Utah handedly, then yeah, I think you're top 5. But yeah. I think that's what it takes.
I think you have to either beat them all handedly, or you have to beat them all and then also beat Texas Tech on October 18th.
It also is like what would help is, again, we're just thinking this from ASU's perspective. Like, do any of those other teams that we're talking about maybe start hotter than we think and creep in? Like, do those games turn into ranked matchups?
Yeah.
By the time Arizona State plays
back? Is Josh Hoover and TCU? Are they put on the map? Is Baylor a sweetheart in the top 25?
Because that could ultimately boost where you're at, right? That Baylor game could certainly be a ranked matchup at that point. I believe Baylor has I think they have, unless I'm mistaken, a pretty interesting start to the season. Let me go ahead and take a look. Yeah, they open
Auburn
and then SMU,
Stanford.
Yeah, so Baylor 100%.
If they're undefeated at that point.
If they're undefeated at that point, then they are certainly going to be a top 25 team.
Early game day? Huh?
I mean, maybe, man. You never know.
Everybody's talking about Texas Tech.
It's going to be tough because that's the start of conference play. So the odds that you're going to get Arizona State Baylor as a college game day when there's however many other games.
If ASU is in the top 10 and Baylor's in the top 20.
Then maybe I will have that as a very strong maybe. I do think though that Arizona State has a good chance of being a top 5 team at some point this season, but it is going to require such a prolific start, right? Because that's when we're talking about these top 5 teams year in, year out. You're talking about your Oregons, your Notre Dames, your Georgias, your Bamas, your Penn States. Mm-hmm. Like, these are teams that don't lose games.
Yeah.
Either the entirety of the season or they don't lose till we're getting to the very end
until you're
of
playing
the year,
the best
right?
of the best.
So this is going to be a year for Arizona State. If you do want to sneak into that top 5, then you're going to have to really, really take it to these early opponents. Otherwise, that top 5 is going to be something that you're going to be trying to claw and scratch at all year long.
If you can stay undefeated through Texas Tech, you have a great chance. If you are undefeated through Iowa State, you are a certified top 5 team.
If you're undefeated through Iowa State, you're your top 3 team, maybe.
Yeah. Because that would mean that you are undefeated.
Almost the end of the year.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9. If you're 9-0 with wins over Iowa State, Texas Tech, Baylor, TCU.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, after Iowa State, you've got what left?
Iowa State, you got 3 weeks left.
And West Virginia, Colorado,
Arizona.
Yeah, if you're 9-0,
if you beat Iowa State, then you're probably going undefeated through the whole season.
You're a top 3 team. You're a top 3 team in the country. Sam Leavitt's a Heisman candidate. You got a great defense. Like, yeah, that's 9-0 is wishful thinking because there's so much parity in college football.
It's possible.
But yeah, I mean, anything's possible, man. Will say ASU was top 5 in 2014 going into Corvallis, and then what happened?
Okay,
ASU does not play well in Corvallis.
My next bold prediction. We are not.
Your next bold prediction will be on the
moves.
other side of this quick break.
Yes. Let me tell you something that's not a bold prediction or statement. Gila River Resorts and Casinos, the best place to go, especially for a little staycation on a Saturday night. Because guess what I did this past weekend, Anthony Totri?
A staycation.
A staycation at my favorite Gila River Resorts and Casinos location. Do you
Wild
know what
Horse
that is?
Pass.
Well, of course, it's Wild Horse Pass.
I know you so well, man.
I even found the Wild Horse themselves.
Really?
Yes.
What's their name?
Wild Horse.
That's the name?
I didn't look at the name. It was just a big statue.
Wow. Okay.
But it was so great.
Feels
walking
like
in,
Wally.
saw the state-of-the-art gaming floor. Got to have some fun with the slot machines and at the tables. You know me, a high roller. Didn't get to try out the Prime Ashula Steakhouse or the Prime Ashula Steakhouse. I want to check that out next time I'm able to go, but could spend some time out by the pool, a heated pool, which was fantastic. Big ups to the people over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You do you. At Gila River Resorts and Casinos, visit playatgila.com for more details.
Something you said in that last ad read really stuck with me.
What was it?
State-of-the-art floor.
Yes.
Right. And for me, I immediately think Empire today. Guys, whether you are in an apartment, a condo, a new house, and maybe you are having family in town, the in-laws are coming for the holidays, and you need to spruce up your flooring. Well, we've got the perfect company for you. Of course, that is Empire today. Just like your favorite sports team, the Arizona State Sun Devils need their home field or their home court. Your home needs a home floor. We tell you every day about those just awful, daunting experiences at big box stores where you can't get anybody to answer your questions. Nobody knows how to help you, and then you got to go home and you got to install the flooring yourself. Well, it's completely different with Empire today because they live and breathe flooring, and they're going to be with you every step of the way. Make sure you schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHNX listeners can receive a $350 discount when using that promo code PHNX. Yes, a $350 discount with code PHNX. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire today/PHNX for full details.
We have some names for the Wild Horse in our chat.
His name
Wally
is Spirit.
Wild Horse.
I love Wally Wild Horse. I think
Wally
that's a great
Wild
name.
Horse. And William says his name is Spirit.
Great movie. Great movie.
Great movie. What about the movie of the Arizona State 2025 season? How bold does that movie get?
Well, you tell me.
Let's get bolder.
Bolder
I'm
than
not talking
bolder than top 5.
I don't know. These next two actually might be the safest.
The safest picks. Okay, I'm interested to hear what you think are safe.
Bring me number 4. Sam Leavitt breaks the single season passing touchdown record
at ASU.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're not talking just like all of college football in general, because that would be a pretty ridiculous.
What would that even be?
Feat? The like
all time.
It's like I think it's like 60.
All time passing touchdown single season leaders is at 30 with Andrew Walter.
I could see him.
This past season, Sam Leavitt threw 24.
That's it. It's only 30.
It's only 30.
Yeah,
I think he smashes this.
I think he can do that.
Berkovici in 2015 and Andrew Walter in 2004 had 30. Taylor Kelly had 29. Andrew Walter also had 28 in another season. Taylor Kelly and Andrew Walter just back and forth. Brock Osweiler at 26. Rudy Carpenter at 25. Jake Plummer only threw 24 in 1996.
Only.
Sam Leavitt, 24 in 2024.
What makes you confident that he's going to hit that mark?
Well, we've shown the graphic a million times, but he started off the season a little slow last year, passing wise.
Do not find the graphic.
I don't think that happens again this year. This is a better wide receiver core than what they had last year.
Deeper room
as
for
well.
sure.
You're going to be relying less on Cam Skattebo in the red zone. Now, I think Sam Leavitt will be using his legs in the red zone, but I think that that's still a great counter for his passing touchdowns. To me, I'm wondering if this is even a bold prediction. Anytime you break a single season record,
It's a bold prediction.
It's a bold prediction, but out of all of them, this feels by far and away the most attainable.
Yeah, I do think it is the most that I could like talk myself into. Again, especially with the fact that you have Jordyn Tyson. Of course, health plays a factor in it. I think also how long Sam plays in some of these games, right?
Yeah.
We talked about ASU maybe going undefeated in those first 3 games. Well, realistically, how long is Sam Leavitt playing against NAU, right? How long is he playing against Texas State? I think those are...
But is that because he's thrown 3 touchdowns already, right?
Maybe not, right? You look to that Mississippi State game, the Sun Devils were dominating, and you go back and look at Sam's numbers, he completed, 11 passes? Right?
Yeah, but that's different.
Is it? Because this is a team in Arizona State that is very, very good with the coaching staff at hand to pick apart a weakness of a team and say, you know what? If NAU is going to just sit back in coverage because they don't want Sam to beat them, go wild, Kanye and Kyson. Like,
sure.
This team has no problem building a 3-touchdown lead.
NAU focusing on stopping Sam Leavitt.
Well, again, I don't think
not going to stop.
It doesn't matter what NAU does. What I'm saying is, especially in those first couple weeks, you're not opening the playbook. Right? Like, there's no need to go crazy against NIU, Mississippi State, Texas State. No, I don't think you need to, which is why I'm saying, like, I don't think Sam and Jordyn need to go out there, and I don't think they will go out there and have the craziest stat lines in those first few games, because I don't think those games are going to be competitive. I think Arizona State is going to jump out to an early lead, or at least they should, and then it's just going to be, okay, we're going to tote the rock.
Run the ball.
Right? Yeah. Let's get out of here, right? Because that's what coaches wanted to do. If we're up 40 points against NAU, A, I don't want to open up the playbook. B, we've already got our backups in. And C, let's get this thing moving, right? If we're running the ball, the clock's not stopping, we're going home. Exactly. Well, let's keep everybody fresh and healthy.
Let's get back to Kent.
Right?
Okay?
That's exactly what's going to happen. So
I still think it's possible, though.
It's certainly possible.
It's only 6 more touchdowns.
But
breaking it would be 7.
It's also like you're playing deeper into the year, right? You hope that that's the case. You play in a Big 12 championship game, you play in a college football playoff game or 2, then yes. Then what we're talking about...
Let's just get the graphic ready.
Is certainly...
Just get the graphic ready.
Is certainly a
Sam Leavitt breaks Arizona State's single-season touchdown record. And you know what? I've got another record
Sam's going crazy.
Prediction.
He's going crazy.
And again, it actually feels relatively realistic.
Let's see. Bold prediction number 5.
The final bold prediction for me. Number 5. Get this graphic ready for social. Sam Leavitt breaks the single season total offensive yards record. That record is held by Taylor Kelly at 4,243 yards.
That's a lot of yards.
The year of 2013. Sam Leavitt last year. Sam Leavitt already top 10, coming in at number 8. 3,328 yards last year. Again, this is on the ground and in the air. To break this record, he needs 900 more yards.
That's a lot of yards.
I think he can do it.
That's a lot more yards.
I think this one's less likely than 4, but I certainly think he's able to do it.
I think this might be one of your bolder ones.
Really?
Yes.
You think this is bolder than Xavion and Alford making an All-American team?
4,200 yards is a lot of yards. And this guy had a phenomenal year last year and was 900 yards shy.
He had a phenomenal year last year where he started relatively slow.
He did, but they also played extra games. They played in a Big 12 championship. They played in a college
as well.
I mean, I am too. But like, that is a lot of extra yards. Let's say that they beat Texas and they go on to play 2 more games, right? Which would have been the national championship. He's not breaking that then. Right,
but if he started off the season strong and they did that, then he would.
Yeah, but you need to stay consistent throughout.
Yes.
Again, and he missed a game, so I'll give you that. But like,
he did miss a game.
He missed a game. I'm making your argument for you.
He missed a game, so let's say that's like a total yards. Let's just say relatively that's 300 yards.
It's definitely.
Let's say 300 yards against Cincinnati. Okay, that would put him up to to 3,628, which means he would just need 600 more yards.
Which would still be 2 300-yard passing games.
Right, but
against likely two of the top 10 defenses in the country.
First 6 games, he adds 70 extra yards passing in each of those games. He smashes it.
Yeah, but you make 70 yards sound so easy.
For him, it is.
70 yards is almost a whole nother length of the field that we're going. That's a whole nother drive. Trust me, I'm just trying to poke little holes here. I'm trying to push you. I'm trying to have you be your best lawyer to defend your bold prediction.
You want bold,
here.
I bring you bold.
You do, and I like it.
This isn't easy takes.
I think he's going to have to
what
run
Arizona
more.
State would be. It would be fun if they did it. No, these are bold predictions.
He's going to have to run more. Will saying that's one take that I doubt. He's going to have to throw for 3,300, run for 1,000. That's a very tall task. Big Ten Jed saying Arizona State will run the football, especially the first 3 games, and the defense is going to make it easy to score short fields. It's going to be much more of a challenge here at Washington.
Listen,
for Big Ten
I
Jed
say this completely respectfully. If Mike Berkovich can go for almost 4,000 total yards in a season, Sam Leavitt can go for over 4,000.
But that was in the Pac-12.
I get it. I get it.
I hear you. One more time. You get it?
it?
You got it? Good.
It's possible, but it's bold. Okay, folks.
I like
you
it.
didn't come here to hear Sam Leavitt's going to be a good quarterback this year, damn it.
I like bold.
What about you?
What do I have?
Are you getting as bold as me?
I think I'm getting as bold as you. We got a couple record-breaking predictions going on, but I'm going to start in a similar fashion to you, where I think this is something that I think could happen. Your first bold prediction was something that I said I thought was maybe the least bold on here. I think this is teetering on that.
I'm ready. I'm pumped.
I've got Arizona State going undefeated at home for the second straight season.
2 calendar years without a loss at home. So we're talking.
Mind you, this is, I think last year when they went undefeated at home, it was like the first time since like 2006 or something crazy that they had gone undefeated at home. I could be wrong on that year. I'd have to go back and check.
By the way, Jake says Burko is a Sun Devil legend. I love Burko. Burko's one of the best quarterbacks the school's ever seen. Not nearly as mobile as Sam, like Jake said. That was not disrespect to Burko. That was just more me saying, if Burko can get about 4K, I think Sam can get 4.3. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you.
That's all I'm saying. Anyway, here's the home schedule for Arizona State. So NAU,
dub,
win. Texas State,
dub.
TCU,
dub.
Texas Tech,
dub.
That's your hardest. That's the one.
You get through that, you're good.
Because after that, you got Houston,
dub.
West Virginia,
dub,
and Arizona,
dub.
You get
through TCU and
Texas Tech.
Yeah, the Texas
TCU
schools.
is good. TCU is good.
Yeah, TCU is good.
They're not great. Texas Tech isn't confirmed great, but they have a chance to be great.
They have a chance to be great. Everybody has a chance to be great.
Yeah, that Tech one is the biggest bump.
If you beat Texas Tech, there's no reason you shouldn't be undefeated at home again.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
if you beat Tech, yeah.
And like,
if you beat Tech and TCU and you're taking on Houston, West Virginia, Arizona as a team with Big 12 championship aspirations.
Glenn says that I've got 3 things on the list that aren't really bold, if you ask me. I feel like I'm so good at picking bold predictions that
how's Cam Cook doing?
Yeah, I don't know how Cam Cook's doing. I'll tell you, he didn't do very good last year. But
what did he actually end up? What did he end up?
I know how to like weasel it in.
You know what, man?
He had 9 touchdowns.
9 touchdowns, 460 yards on 119
Not
carries.
bad.
Not bad. 4 per carry isn't awesome, but
I'll take it.
Honestly,
could have been worse.
Honestly, to go from 58 total yards in 2023, what was your prediction though?
I think it was like he might have been the top back in the conference or something crazy. Yeah, which was a miss and a half. Nowhere near the top 10, honestly. But yeah, I do think this team goes undefeated at home again. Like you said, that Texas Tech game is going to be pretty big in terms of Arizona State carrying out that bold prediction throughout the remainder of the season. But I think it's other than TCU and Tech, it's a pretty favorable home schedule. And one final note on that is like, this team got so much good grace with the fan base the way they ended last season, right? Especially with the stretch at home. You think about that BYU game and how energetic that crowd was, and how into it the Sun Devil fan base was. Like, think about it. The last time ASU fans have been able to go out there and support this team was at the Peach Bowl, right? Yeah. Like, they got to see their team a play away. You bet your bottom dollar this team Like when they're at home, this fan base is going to pack Mountain America
think
Stadium.
about the BYU game, right? I mean, we were there. We were at every single home game, and we saw like this steady ramp up. Attendance was fine at the beginning of the season, but you saw this like steady ramp up of just like the energy when you were walking in, right? Because in order to get from the press box down the field, you got to like walk through the crowd. You got to walk through all the fans.
Yeah.
And when you're walking around on the field, you're there and you hear like all the excitement, and then you're on the field when they run out. And so like you're there, which by the way, become a diehard. Become a diehard.
Well, become a diehard.
Well, I'm saying go to the games, but if you can't go to the games, let's say you live in another state or whatever, become a diehard today. And what we did last season was we provided all sorts of very unique on-field access pictures, videos, behind-the-scenes stuff about
the chat goes
see.
crazy. The diehard Discord goes crazy.
The diehard Discord goes crazy, but then we'll be sending you all sorts of fun stuff. I took a selfie with Nitro, the UCF mascot. Like, it's all sorts of fun stuff.
Why is today a good time to sign up, though, Royse?
Well, I'm glad you asked that.
Just alley-oop.
Slam. Okay. It is our Flash Summer Sale. For those of you who did not get in on our last deal to become a diehard
Talking
today,
to you, Big Ten Jed.
Yeah, Big Ten Jed. We have the start of summer intro offer for just $36. You can become a diehard today. That includes a shirt of your choice, discount to all of our live events, including the Diamondbacks pool party on July 3rd. You get access to our diehard Discord, not only exclusive content and things behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, in the middle of the scenes, every single day, and not just for ASU as well. If you're a Suns fan, Cardinals fan, Diamondbacks fan, U of A fan, Mercury fan, Rising fan, we have everything for you. We have a place for you. Even our diehard Discord, we have a reality TV channel. We have an anime channel.
Wow, I didn't even realize we had some of this.
We have all sorts of different stuff over at gophnx.com/join. Get in on your intro offer today for $36. You can include a free t-shirt, like I mentioned, which is basically like a $30.
And you can win tickets to games. We gave away a ticket.
Yeah, we gave away a good.
It was the BYU game.
It was
we
a great ticket too.
We gave away
a great ticket. I think was that Jay? Was that
somebody won it? But there was somebody that was I think David. David in the YouTube chat was somebody that had donated the ticket, and we ended up giving it to a diehard. So that was super fun.
It's such a great way to rep the community.
100%. Again, go out to the games, because this is going to be a fun season for the Sun Devils. You're going to see this team go undefeated at home.
Yep.
And if they're going to go undefeated at home, this second bowl prediction is going to come true as well. And that is Jordyn Tyson is going to break ASU single season reception record, which is 87 receptions on the year. This is a guy, if you go back and see what Jordyn Tyson did last year as an Arizona State Sun Devil while missing the Big 12 championship, what was left of the fourth quarter of the U of A game and the Texas game, the Peach Bowl, he was already 12 receptions shy. Yeah. That's it. 4 catches. 4 catches at the end of U of A, 4 catches in the Big 12 championship game, 4 catches versus Texas. We're talking about him tying the record. 75 catches last year.
Start.
Exactly. Same thing that you mentioned with Sam, right? You don't have that slow of a start. I think Jordyn Tyson's going to have a monster season. Jackson in the chat saying Jordyn Tyson over Ryan Williams, of course, the Alabama wide receiver who's a dog. I think Jordyn Tyson is going to have a phenomenal season, one of the best statistical seasons that we've ever seen at Arizona State. Again, last year, 75 catches, 1,101 yards, averaged 14.7 yards per catch, which is pretty astounding. Also, 10 receiving touchdowns. I think he's going to break that. I think he's got at least 87 catches in him this year. But ultimately, we'll see. I feel pretty confident.
Yeah, I like this one. I feel pretty confident in this one as well. Just 13 more receptions. I'd say seems easy. Obviously, it's not super easy. Glenn says, this one I hope doesn't happen because it means the other wide receivers didn't step up. No offense. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Yeah, I think they'll probably throw the football a lot more.
And I think that you want, of course, Jordyn Tyson to get the vast majority of that.
Yeah.
I don't think that this means nobody else steps up.
Glenn says, unless it doesn't matter and he's just that good, AKA
I think that's definitely on the table.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think Jordyn Tyson, again, is one of the most talented players in college football.
Yeah.
Got a little overshadowed last season because of Cam Skattebo, and that's a good thing, right? I think you can go into this year building off of what you did in 2024. And I think Jordyn Tyson is going to be a Sun Devil legend by the time his career is over at Arizona State. I think he breaks that ASU single season receiving record in terms of receptions. He had 75 last year, missed a few games, and the record's 87. Sam's going to be better. He's going to be better. I think the offense is more fluid. They got Marcus Arroyo back as the OC. I don't see why this can't happen.
I'm looking at the other reception records for ASU. Ron Flair, which is just,
great name.
I mean,
great name.
Y'all know me. Y'all know that I love a good name. Ron Flair is an awesome wide receiver name.
It is.
Maybe a better quarterback name.
I don't like Ron as a quarterback.
Ron
better? Doesn't give me I'm going to go win a game in the clutch.
Ric Flair is a great quarterback name.
It is. But Ron Flair is not. Ron Flair is a defensive end who gets 3 sacks in the first 2 games of the season.
Ron Flair.
Ron
Flair
you can't tell me.
No, Ron Flair is the starting third baseman for the New York Yankees.
Ron Flair, but no mustache, facial hair.
Ron Flair. He had a mustache when he played for the Cardinals.
They made him shave it.
And then he went to the
the
Yankees.
St. Louis Cardinals or the Arizona Cardinals? Dual sport athlete?
Yeah, dual sport.
Wow. Love that for Ron Flair.
You can't stop Ron Flair.
No, you can't. You can't. But
19 receptions in a single game, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other record. That's a single season or single game record, right? Yeah. That's a tough record to break.
Just a bunch of screen passes.
Look, I've got 3 more bowl predictions for the Arizona State Sun Devils in 2025. We will get to them and all of your comments about your bowl predictions on the other side of this last break.
This isn't bold. It's just truth. If you're an Arizona sports fan, there's no better place to do your banking than Desert Financial Credit Union. And I can say that.
You can.
I can. Why can I say that?
Because Desert Financial Credit Union has been, it runs in your blood at this point.
In my veins. Like ice in D'Angelo Russell's veins, Desert Financial Credit Union is in the Ruby family veins. It's the only place where you can show your team spirit every time you make purchases with exclusive debit cards branded with your favorite teams. We're talking ASU, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Northern Arizona University Lumberjacks. But for more than 85 years, DFCU has been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union for checking, savings accounts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, investment options, and more. Join a credit union that is committed to giving back to the community and sharing success with its members, which is why when you open up a free checking account online, get $200 in bonuses.
200?
200.
They're just giving you money.
Boom.
Wow.
Right there. Get started by visiting desertfinancial.com/200.
Look, I'm here to tell you, we got some big news from Sanderson Ford, so pay attention. Ford just announced From America for America employee pricing. So what does that mean? Well, it means that you now pay the same price as the owner of Sanderson Ford on the full lineup on new Fords with no hassle, no pressure, no nonsense, and here's a big one, no added markups. And on top of employee pricing, get additional Ford incentives on over 1,000 vehicles during the Sanderson Ford Platinum 70th anniversary sale. Make sure you choose Sanderson Ford for a couple different reasons, but mainly because they have the inventory and they're celebrating 70 years of treating you, the customer, right. Now is the best time to buy a new Ford from Sanderson Ford with From America for America employee pricing. Plus, in celebration of their 70th anniversary, stop in and get a pair of tickets to an Arizona Diamondbacks game just for stopping by. No test drive is even required. Now, this does exclude 2025 Expedition, Super Duty, Raptor family, Mustang, and Bronco specialty vehicles, plus 1 pair of tickets per household with valid driver's license to that July 6th game versus the Kansas City Royals while supply of 200 tickets lasts. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. We had a producer change midway through the show, or maybe a little bit sooner than that. We had Noah step up to the plate.
Hello.
You relieved the deli man from his duties. So Noah is actually going to be doing the snake draft with us at the tail end of today's show. So this should definitely be a good one when we get there. We'll say, and wide receiver 1's going to have between 80 to 90 catches. That's, of course, Tyson. Wide receiver 2, 50 to 55. Wide receiver 3 and 4, 30 to 35. Not crazy distribution. That's just under 200 receptions total.
Yeah.
We will see. We'll see. I think there are a lot of expectations for this wide receiver room at Arizona State. Last year you had Tyson, you had Guillory, you had Stonewall, you had Jake Smith. And I think there was a little bit left to be desired from the
Yes.
majority. If you're looking at the season as a whole, now part of that falls on like, okay, we talk about rhythm and timing a lot, right? When it comes to practice and new players and transfers with the quarterback and wide receiver. But Cam Skattebo in this ground game really took off for Arizona State, thus I think impacting a little bit of those wide receiver numbers. But I do think this is a deeper wide receiver
Plus,
room.
Cam Skattebo acted like a pseudo wide receiver at certain points as well.
100%. I think you're going to get a lot of Jordan Tyson. I think you're going to get Jalen Moss and Jaron Hamilton, Malik McClain. I think you're going to get Shaman and AJ in there as well. It's going to be a very productive year for a lot of these pass catchers in a Sun Devil uniform. But I'm going the opposite side of the ball for my third bold prediction for Arizona State in 2025, and that is that ASU is going to have a top 15 defense, not for week 1, not for week 2, but for the entire season. The Sun Devils will not fall out of the top 15 when it comes to those defensive rankings. This is a group in Arizona State that was already dominant last year when it came to run defense. There were times where it felt like the pass defense really stepped up. You look back to that BYU game. I mean, the season really hinged on Xavion Robinson getting an interception. You look at the secondary and how they stepped up against Texas. I believe you had another Xavion Robinson interception. You got
a bunch of Xavion Robinson.
You had a Shamari safety or a forced fumble, right? You looked at that Big 12 championship game. It felt like everybody was getting in on that turnover action. If this is a group that can get to the quarterback, which there's an emphasis on it now, right? They added another edge rusher. The interior of this defensive line feels bigger, a little bit more depth maybe. This is a group that I think can certainly be top 15 in the country. I think they'll be the best defense in this conference. Schedule is seemingly favorable in my eyes, enough to really be within that top 15 range. Everybody wants to talk about Sam Leavitt. Everybody wants to talk about Jordyn Tyson. Everybody wants to talk about replacing Cam Skattebo with Kanye Udoh or Kyson Brown or Raleek Brown or some combination. And while that's all fine and dandy and why I think all of those guys deserve respect and discussion, this defense is going to be a problem this year for offenses in this conference. Keith Abney is a certified dog playing corner. Xavion Robinson just as good on the opposite end. Maybe the best safety duo in the Big 12, this side of the Mississippi, with Xavion Alford, 100-yard landlord, and Ghost Rouser. And then the linebackers, right? Keyshawn Elliott, Zyrus Viaseyu. We look to the rest of that front seven. CJ Fight, Clayton Smith, Justin Watley. Watch out for this Arizona State defense. They will be a top 15 unit in college football, man.
Yeah. I got nothing else to add.
I just kind of
you nailed that.
Just, yeah.
That's just what you do.
Yeah, we just...
You know, I don't know if I've told you this lately.
Here we go.
You're just that guy.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah. I mean...
No, you're just that guy. Yeah, take a sip of that water. Nobody drinks water like you. Anthony Totri.
Look, man, I'm just a hydrated man. I like to stay hydrated.
Now I'm thirsty.
That's all it is. I drink water immediately. You got to drink water. You're just following in the footsteps of greatness here. Is that?
Delicious.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's go ahead. Let's get to number 4. I'm gonna take your record and I'm gonna shatter it myself. Sam Leavitt gonna have 40 total touchdowns this season. Not just your 30. We're gonna have 40 total. Okay. Let's say 30 through the air, 31 to break your record, and let's have 9 on the ground. Seem like a feasible season?
I think he'll have 45.
45, huh? You're just one-upping me?
Yeah, how about that?
What do you got?
No, it's fine. 40's fine. Give me 33 passing, 12 rushing.
33 passing, 12 rushing. That's a lot of
It's a lot.
That's a lot of touchdowns. We're talking 45 touchdowns, man.
That's a lot. We're talking like 1 a game.
BC saying Leavitt, future Heisman winner. This guy is, I mean, if he puts up the numbers that we think and we're predicting here, I know they're both predictions, but if he puts up these numbers, he's winning the Heisman. This is 100% a guy, that I think will utilize his legs a little bit more when it comes to finding the end zone. I would also love for him to utilize his legs a little bit more in terms of sliding, which is a discussion.
I remember when he was in studio and you turned to him and you're like, my guy, can you please learn how to slide? Just
slide. Just do me a favor.
He basically just be like, no.
I think he said I was something we're working on, and then he slid one time.
I remember the first time he
cracked
slid,
his ribs, and that was it. Yelling at my TV. I'm like, dude, this is why I'm asking you to slide. Right? If he would have listened to me, then he wouldn't have missed the Cincinnati game.
Everybody should listen to Anthony Totri.
I mean, that's the moral of the story here
lesson.
today. That's the moral of the story here. That's all I got to say. Glenn's saying the defensive take is one of my ones that's not a bold take. I think a top 15 defense in the country nationally.
Yeah, I mean, for the whole year.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Over under 38.5, Glenn says, for total touchdowns for Sam.
Yeah. Over. Hit that over, baby.
I mean, I just said 40. I said
45.
You did say 45. I think, again, those are bold predictions. If you want a realistic prediction, we're probably talking like 34, 35 total touchdowns. That's more of a realistic, less like, let's shoot for the moon.
He'll have 35 by the Big 12 championship game, and then he's just going to go on an all-time run to the national championship. Thanks.
I mean, we'll see. We will 100% see what happens. Big Ten Jet saying ASU, or saying AJ has 2 other tight ends with him.
Your next
good ones. He's not going to break the tight end touchdown record. It sucks. There's a lot of mouths to feed in that room. This is my final one. AJ is going to break the ASU freshman receiving touchdown record. That's not just by a tight end, by the way. That is overall receiving touchdowns by a freshman at ASU. Bonus points if you could tell me who holds that record.
Well, in the chat, Big Ten Jet says Zach Miller has the record with 6 touchdowns for a freshman.
Well, N'Keal Harry has the wide receiver record at the very least, 4 or 5. And I don't know does Zach Miller actually have the record of 6? From what I looked at this morning, the record was 5.
Let's see here. Gotta look at his college stats.
By N'Keal Harry. Again, that's what I saw. I think regardless, whether it's 6, 5, doesn't matter to me. I think AJ breaks that record. This is a guy that is going to be
It's impossible to find his college stats. Okay, thanks everybody.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, then we go 5. Then we go 5. Regardless, I think that AJ is going to be a monster in the red zone.
2004, 6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns. Well, there you go.
Do you think he breaks that?
I think it's just one more. Yes, I think he breaks that 100%. I think AJ is that guy, to be honest with you. Glenn saying again, that's not a bold take. He's a freshman though. For a freshman to have 5 or 6 touchdowns
on a really good team.
I think that's 100% something that can't just glide past. But yeah, that's me. Those are my bold predictions. We'll throw them up there one more time on the screen. This is what I've got, again, going undefeated at home. Tyson breaking the single-season reception record. Top 15 defense. Sam having 40 total touchdowns. And AJ breaking the freshman receiving touchdown record. And then this is what Rubis had. Just one more time through.
ASU shuts out their first 3 opponents. Xavion Alford makes an All-American team. ASU's in the top 5 at one point of the season. Sam Leavitt breaks single-season passing touchdown record, and Sam Leavitt breaks the single-season total yards record.
Boom. Let us know in the chat which one is most likely and which one is least likely to happen. And while you do that, we're going to start our snake draft that we got. We are going to be drafting something that has never been drafted maybe in the history of time.
No, never.
We're going to draft letters.
The alphabet.
We're drafting letters from the alphabet. I'm very interested to see the approach that everybody has here. I don't know how much research Noah has done on his letters.
On the alphabet?
On the alphabet. I got to pull up my big board. I do have a big board.
You have a big board?
I do have a big board for this snake draft today.
I'm going to go kind of off vibes. I have an idea.
You're going off the letter vibes?
I do have the first pick.
Okay. You are picking 1-1 here.
Yes.
I won the barbecue draft. Shocker. I destroyed you and Shane. So I
should have drafted friends.
I'm gonna go third here. I'm gonna take the back-to-back. Rubis is gonna go 1, and Noah, that means you are gonna be picking second overall in the letter draft.
Yay.
Does that work for everybody?
Super thrilled.
Let's do it.
Perfect. Noah, there is a draft sounder in there that says NFL draft sounder. I need you to click that button in approximately 5 seconds, okay?
4.
Eric
3,
Ruby,
2,
you are
1
on the clock. You can do it.
Z.
You're taking Z.
Taking Z.
Why are you going Z with the first overall pick?
It is the coolest letter. Z is sick.
I mean, it's your closer,
I love
right?
Z.
It's a great closer.
I don't think I'm getting Z on the back end there.
I think you are.
I think Z is a top tier letter.
I don't think it is, man.
Wow.
I mean, look at the utilization of Z. It's nobody wants Z on its team.
No,
nobody.
No, that's not
nobody.
true.
Who?
It's
Who
special.
uses Z?
It's not common.
Who uses
like
Z?
these vowels?
Yeah,
Okay.
common.
Common.
He said common, like where we're just throwing vowels out of the all-star conversation, like they're not used
Think about
all
how
the time,
great,
dude.
like in words like pizzazz, right?
But how
Zing,
often are you
zippy,
using
zeal,
pizzazz, dude?
Zombie.
Yeah.
Z has such a punch
It's
to
a
it.
great closer. It's a great finisher of a letter.
Can we exit out of chat? I don't want them spoiling any letters for me.
Yeah. We'll hide chat there.
Give me Z. I'm standing
I mean,
on
take
my
it. Take it,
business.
man. Take Z. That's
Z.
cool. You can have Z. That's fine. I'm not going to lose any sleep over what was 15 on my board. That's
Wow.
totally fine.
You actually ranked
It was
all
dead
of them?
last. I know I have my top 15.
I'm about to say, I'm like, there's more than 15.
I have my top. You ranked all 15 letters of the alphabet? No.
All right, fine, whatever.
I've got a board of 15,
Don't care.
and you just
Don't
took.
care.
Okay.
Don't care.
Noah, you're up here. Who are you taking?
Do I have to play the draft sound for every
No.
single one? Okay, thank God. I'm gonna go with W.
Any particular? I mean, your last name or?
No, W's
Well,
in the
you
chat.
get a W.
I mean,
W's
yeah,
in the
W.
chat.
I mean, W is
Win.
a solid one.
Sure.
You
So
get to
I'll
hold it up
take it.
with your fingers.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
There's
Get
a
a
lot
dub.
of versatility with W. Everybody wants a W. Nobody wants an L.
I am gonna go ahead, and I can't believe the 1-1 kind of fell to me here. Give me the letter A.
I don't know, dude. That's
Give
so
me the letter
milk
A.
and cookie. Like, that's so vanilla,
It's
bro.
durable.
No.
It's adaptable.
No.
It's a
No.
superstar.
No,
It is
no.
in. It plays.
Superstar.
It can play middle. It can
Superstar.
play. It can play in the middle. It can play at the
No,
start.
it is
It
not
can
a
play at the
superstar.
end. It is. It's
It is
absolutely
not
a
a
superstar.
superstar.
It's absolutely a
No
superstar.
way,
The letter
dude.
A can play everywhere.
Stop glazing.
It can
the
play.
letter A.
The letter A can play absolutely anywhere.
doesn't mean he's a superstar.
that you want it to.
He's a utility player.
It's not a utility
Plug and
player.
play.
Z is a utility player.
No, he is not.
100%.
He's your damn closer.
100%.
Z is Mariano
100%.
Rivera every game except for Game 7 of the 2001 World Series.
Are you done?
No.
Okay. For my next pick, I am gonna take the letter S, the most valuable consonant in the alphabet here.
Hey, add one more S and you're cooking.
Consonant.
draft.
There you go.
Well, no, I'm just saying AS. S. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna draft S again at the end of this. Yeah, this is just it's a valuable letter here. I mean, we can turn something from singular to possessive or to multiple. I mean, we can do all sorts of things here with the letter S. Yeah.
Okay.
You're up, Noah.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with.
Noah's really just drafting whatever comes to his mind first.
Yeah, we're gonna go with N.
N?
Yep.
Okay.
Care to explain?
I just like it. My name starts with it.
He
Yeah.
drafted his initials.
He literally just drafted his initials, bro. I mean, respect, I guess.
He drafted his initials. I love it. That's so
Respect.
fire.
I respect that.
That's so fire, dude. I want to draft mine. I kind of want to draft mine.
I mean, you can. Go ahead.
I mean, I think I got E and R are both good options.
Yeah.
I think. You know what, man? I like, I kind of went out of the box with Z, right?
Yeah.
Give me X. Give me X.
We're taking X now.
I don't mind X.
Give me
I
X.
like X.
Oh my
Give me
gosh.
X.
Well, but for why?
Because
Again,
it's cool.
it's
Sorry,
it's
you're not
another
cool,
player
dude.
that doesn't play in the
Sorry, you're
game,
not
dude.
cool, dude.
No usage.
I got unicorns
No
on my team.
usage. They don't
I
play.
got unicorns.
They don't play, dude. They don't play well. They don't play well
You
together.
don't know that.
They don't play well together.
They made it to the league.
They don't play well together, man. They do not play well together. Give me a word that has an X and a Z in it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, they do not play well. You're up.
Exactly.
Oh no,
That has an X.
No,
in
it
it.
doesn't have a Z in it.
It could.
Oxapam, duh.
Oxtail.
Oxidized, duh. Exercise, duh. Idiot.
You're up again.
Idiot.
For anybody watching, the party always continues, by the way, at gophnx.com
Overtime.
for the letter draft.
Yeah. Give me F.
Okay.
I don't
You
mind.
hate my draft.
I do hate your draft.
Some of the greatest words in the English language start with the letter F.
Can you say one?
Ah, fudge.
Yeah.
Nah.
Close the front door.
I love
Nah.
fudge, honestly.
Do you like fudge?
I like fudge.
Fudge is great.
Fudge is great. There's not enough fudge like in the world.
I bet you like
You know?
fudge.
God, I want to say so bad.
I know
used to
you're
be
back
allowed
up here.
to.
Your third pick.
I'm gonna go with the letter O.
Okay.
What's your middle name?
You don't need to know that.
Ozzy.
Does it start with an O?
No, it does not.
Okay.
any backstory for why we drafted O?
I think it looks cool.
It's a circle.
Yeah, it's a circle. It's got a little hole in it.
Yeah.
You can say O.
Mm-hmm.
O.
I love
That is true.
Yeah.
Noah's unbelievable. He's
It's
not
just-
a real
You
person.
could also say zzz.
No, you can't say
or
that.
s-
Yeah.
or
I'm gonna clean up the draft here
Okay.
with these next two
Congrats,
picks.
dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and draft the letter E. The letter E. I mean, every team.
It's a great letter.
It's a volume shooter.
It's a great letter. You're
It's a
such
volume
basic
shooter.
drafter, dude.
We are just getting up all the shots. E plays well with everybody. It's a team player.
You got no superstars on your team.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's fine.
Boring.
Call me the Indiana Pacers. Yeah. And
I know why you drafted A1 because your name's Anthony.
I told
That's
you why I
why.
drafted A.
No, that's
It's also the first letter of the alphabet. You're giving me 1-1 at pick 3, man. That's unbelievable. I'm gonna go ahead and take R here. R.
You
There
just
is
took my initials.
there is not
You
a.
just took my initials.
I mean,
Wow.
there might not be a letter
That's respect, man.
in the alphabet that has more dog in it than the letter R. Like it literally rolls off your
Yeah.
tongue.
Respect, man. Respect.
It's a great. And
so
look,
if you win the
look
draft,
how
it's
many of-
basically like I
look
win.
how many of my letters play well together.
It's basically
by
like
the way.
I win the draft.
Like think
if you
about
win.
that. Yeah, I feel like you didn't think about that. You didn't think
I
about
don't
team
care.
chemistry
I'm
at
not
all.
thinking about you at all.
Like
you
it's
are not on my
unbelievable.
mind.
Yeah, well.
I don't care.
Wake up in the morning. Sorry.
Oh,
Noah.
You're up here, buddy.
Let's see. Oh yeah, how about that? We're gonna go with C.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool, man.
Letter C. It's great. It's
Hell yeah,
it's like
brother.
an O with a little cut in it.
It's half an O?
Yeah.
I guess not even half an
No,
O.
it's like a 5/8 O.
5-8-7-0.
Yeah.
That's why you're drafting it?
Yeah.
Because it's 5-8-7-0.
Yeah.
Rubus, you could go ahead and
My final two picks.
of your minor league team here.
Give me I.
I like I. I's a great pick.
I know you like I.
It's a great pick.
That's a good
It's
one.
a great pick. I's a solid pick.
I'll give me I. And you know what? I'm not gonna. There's no spoiling here. Everybody knows the alphabet, so I'm gonna talk out my last pick. Thinking J. I like it, but I think I and J are too similar. Right? Then too similar. I like G. I like your cut, G. I think that's great. I think I was gonna. No, I'm not gonna say that. My G. Y is also good, but is Y too close to I? I like a good M.
You're really gonna draft XYZ?
Oh, that would be fire.
They're
It wouldn't
pretty
be.
good.
It wouldn't be fire. I guess we're just constructing our teams differently here.
Q.
Q.
Q kind of rips.
I
Q
like
kind of
Q.
rips.
F with Q. Is that your pick?
I have with Q.
This is a hard pick. Give me G. Give me G.
G.
What?
Give me G.
That's an L.
Give me G. You're an L.
I don't
That
hate that pick. I
stinks.
think that's maybe.
Thanks, dude.
I mean, good back-to-back picks here.
Yeah, I know.
Drafted Fig in your your last 3. What do you got, Noah, for your
I
last
should have spelled something. That
your
would've been
last
funny.
pick here?
I'm gonna go with L.
L.
Yeah.
So you
Just
got the dub
because-
and the L.
Yeah, I got the dub and the L, and just because Eric's pick was so bad, it deserves an L.
Oh,
Wow.
dude, I could have drafted. I could have drafted FUCK back to
You
back.
could have.
That would have been so funny.
You could have.
That would've been
Unbelievable.
great. Damn it. That's an opportunity you missed.
I am gonna go ahead and round out potentially the greatest letter draft in the history of letter drafts.
Sure, man.
Give me the letter T. It's crisp.
Assert. That's what you
it's
spelled.
crisp.
Assert.
It's to the point. It plays well with others. Again, it's a great letter. Another volume shooter. I feel really good. I feel really good about my letters here. I got ASERT. Ruby's got ZXFIG. Noah's got WNOCL. I am very interested to see how this does on social as a poll. Who wins? Who loses? I could be totally wrong. Maybe people hate my letters, but I love my letters.
I think I reached.
You think you
with the
reached
fourth,
for
fourth
which letter?
round for C. I think I could have probably dropped.
You could have
C.
probably.
No, I
got
was
C
thinking
at the
about
end.
drafting C.
Hey, Bo, Bo, can you come in here? Yeah, you can.
Bo's gonna be mad that we didn't draft
I wish
B.
you could have seen Bo's face when I asked him to come in here. I need you to just quick rundown on who you think won the snake draft of letters here. Yeah.
No B's. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no Bo Brock.
What was the game plan for Erik here?
Just cool letters.
Yeah. There's not a lot of functionality.
I don't care. I'm
No.
not spelling words.
No.
I'm just picking letters.
Yeah. Noah taking his initials. I
thought, isn't that fire?
Creativity. And
Totri took my initials.
yeah, I think Totri's the clear winner here, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bo. I appreciate that. Somebody who understands the game.
Yeah, I know about that.
And what
one,
we're
Chief.
trying to do here.
Erik can't pluralize anything.
I don't need
he can't.
to.
He can't. Not at all.
I don't
Everything's
need to.
singular. Everything's
We're
singular.
not spelling. We're just picking letters. Different draft. Are we drafting best or most
Yeah,
functional?
you do have one vowel.
I don't care. I'm not spelling a word.
You seem like you care a lot, to be honest with you.
I want it on the record. I'm not mad.
Oh, man, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of the PHNX Sun Devils Show.
What a banger. of
If
an
you enjoyed
episode.
today's content, give us a follow at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow this guy over here. That is, of course, my passenger princess at Erik Ruby. That's Erik with a K. You could follow Noah somewhere on the internet, somewhere in the deep depths of the Twitter caves. But in the meantime, we will see you guys on Thursday. As always, go Devils and peace.
We all silly like the mayor.